Reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
I asked my brother Steve last night, my special needs brother, I said, how fired up folks prepare to you, Steve? And he said, 240 pounds. So that's a whole lot of fired up, focused, and prepared as we welcome you to a Monday. On a Monday where I got to ask you something. And by the way, we're going to announce a little later on, Commissioner Bockwinkel has chimed in on the negative issue from last week that with Alex Myers in the House became an issue the other day. And so we'll discuss it. But in the meantime, I've got to introduce our Monday contributors to you, our company, as we say in the trade. We got company today. And Casa Basilio. Bino Jeff, buenos dias.
Good morning, Tony B. Hope you and Brian and all the listeners had a wonderful Valentine's Day weekend.
Brian Hartman, Yoshihiho.
Hola.
Guys, how fun was it seeing the UT baseball team back again? How fun is that? All those new faces, and congratulations to Danny White and everybody involved. That stadium is incredible. Absolutely worth going. Do yourself a favor if you get the opportunity and go, go, go. That's a great place to see a baseball game. Bino, I am so excited for you to get a chance to see a baseball game in that place. You are going to love it. Faux show. And the atmosphere in there Friday night was absolutely fantastic. I was there with my family. It was fantastic. It was great. There were some people that came up and said hello, which I love. Gentleman from Memphis came over and hung out and sat next to us for a while, and we sat there and chit. And Anthony goes, "Who is that, Dad?" And I said, "Anthony, a guy that listens to the show, a guy that came out one time and handed me something from the old USFL." I said, "Anybody hands me an old Memphis Showboats artifact is my guy." I said, but really, the game itself and seeing all those new faces and seeing this Brown kid and seeing Henry Ford and the kid in left field's going to be a great player and the pitching is electric and dynamite. I mean, I'm over the moon, guys. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, Tony, at first glance, it's just another really strong Tennessee baseball team with a lot of depth, both lineup-wise and pitching-wise. Great to see both Henry Ford and Blaine Brown be all they were advertised to be. Blaine Brown, that swing is perfection. I know he's swinging from the left side, which always looks great to me, but he's got a beautiful swing. And this is a team that you better swing the bat, because if you don't, you're not long to be in there.
Oh, no. Oh, no. And that shortstop will be interesting if he can hit enough to stay in there. But Blaine Brown is, whew, they ought to get like somebody said, they ought to get a UPS tie-in with him. What can Brown do for you? Somebody needs to work on that over at UT and find him a UPS, a local UPS tie-in. What a wonderful, wonderful player. So we can talk about that if you want. Another thing I want to get into, and I'm not afraid to go here. Bino, I have not talked about this with you. Brian, I have not talked about this with you, but something's on my heart and mind. And it kind of pains me to say this, but I've been thinking about this for a few weeks now, and I don't know how to say it other than to say it. And by the way, we'll talk about Commissioner Bockwinkel and his ruling on Dave maybe a little later on in the hour. But Dave's been apprised of it, of the ruling. And then I want to get into this proposal because the Big Ten is trying to win in the court of public opinion over Greg Sankey with our 2014 playoff. And I'm not so sure, compared to what's going on in the sport, if I don't like it better. And I'll explain. But in the meantime, Tennessee's got a basketball team that's won 6 of their last 7 games. Okay? Now, to quote the Sheryl Crow lyric, if it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad? I thought this is about winning. I'm listening, and Alex the other night, I came in here after one of his breaks, came from downstairs and went like this to him. Those that listen on, there's a couple hundred people over there on Spaces. I come in here and clap for him. I said, your energy, your juice, the way you are engaging callers, your just total acuity, and you're just on it, kid. You are on it in the moment. You are jamming out. You're jamming on the 1, the 2s, and the 3s, and you're just flying the night. You might think when you listen to people call the postgame show, because I'm having a revelation here, Bean. I need you to walk me through this, okay? This team has won 6 of their last 7 games. Brian, if you give them a loss in Nashville, which I'm not giving them a loss anywhere, but let's say you give them a loss in Nashville, okay? And one more along the way, how many regular season wins are they going to finish with, Brian?
22.
22 wins.
They'd be 22-9,
okay.
I think.
Okay. Is it really that bad? I mean, do we really have to sit around and talk about everything we don't have and don't do? And it's funny when you don't do the show and you listen. Here's my conclusion. I don't know that we need to do a basketball postgame show. I don't know what the point is in it. Now I'm talking myself out of money here and revenue. I don't know if that's jumped the shark, or I don't know if it's just college basketball in and of itself, that it's just so transient now and people don't connect with it. When you're 22 and tracking for a 22-9 season, and that's given them 2 losses from here. So really, probably more like 23-8. And our fan base acts like they're 8-23. And I'm coming to the conclusion that, you know what? I don't know if I want to bathe in that nightly. I don't know what the point is. I don't know what the point is of getting on the air after a game and listening to that about a team that's going to win 22 or 23 games. And I'll tell you something. I have the balls to say it out loud. I always have. One thing you're going to get from me, and I'm not for everybody, because I am brutally honest. I'm brutally honest with myself. I'm brutally honest with our product here. That basketball, the relationship with our fans around that basketball program feels stale in my eyes. It's almost like, you know what the basketball balls feel like to me? And I can reference this as a 76ers fan. Brian can't reference this because his NBA team wins championships. Mine hasn't been to the NBA Finals since 2001 when they got lucky when Allen Iverson was there. But before that, 1983. So I'm in the 43 year club right now, okay? It's almost like our entire fan base is just waiting for March. The entire conversation the other night, on a night where, and it's not Alex Meyer's fault. There were a few callers that called in and said, hey, I remember the Wade Houston years. I don't take any of these for granted. By and large, our fan base comes, they dutifully come for Rick Barnes basketball. They're bored with it. We're bored with it. I'm just going to call it what it is. And I don't know. We've won 6 of our last 7. We're setting rebound records, okay? Which means nobody outworks us on the glass. Nobody. This team works very hard. This team goes hard. This team plays very hard. This team wins games. Led by an in-state point guard and one of the premier young players in the sport. But the fans are sick and tired of it and bored with it. When we started doing the post-game show, it was all brand new. I'm crazy for you. And you know it's true. I'm crazy for you. And I don't get that now. And I'm going to tell you something. One thing I've said about this show down through the years is when it's not fun anymore, I ain't doing it. The Daily Show's fun. The Daily Show, the world, you can talk about the world and the basketball show, you get in here after basketball games, Brian will tell you. Yeah, and it's not just negative. There were other calls. It's the whole tone of the thing. And I didn't do it. We opened the phones. I didn't do it. So don't blame me. I didn't do it. East Tennessee said Matt sits on that post-game show and doesn't help. He rips the team all the time, too, East Tennessee said. James Daniel says, Matt says every team every year sucks, etc. Is Matt really like that? Back to the Phones has a good idea, Bino. It might be time for us to put our resources behind what Kim Caldwell's doing over there after yesterday. The little engine that could with a top 5 payroll in the sport. What do you think, Bino? What do you think of any of this, what I'm saying here? I'm trying to be honest here with this fan base.
Well, Tony, I don't think there would be a great response to a Lady Vol postgame show. I could be wrong about that because we haven't had one, but I don't think that would be a roaring success. Tony, Tennessee's been so good for so many years in the regular season that now regular season has become about style points, and people can't help but look beyond that and look for blemishes that will hurt you in the postseason. What are they going to see that's going to be devastating to them in postseason play?
Yep.
And I guess it's human nature to project forward to something that you haven't been as good at and look beyond something that you have been very good at. And this team contributes to it because they are more maddening than any team that I can remember, possibly since the Keon Springer team, and maybe even going back to Conzo's team that got in a tournament and won 3 games. I think because this is such a poor closing team, and because they have a long stretch in just about every game where they kind of black out. And they turn the few comfortable games that you can have in this league into discomfort. And I think all of those are contributing factors in what you're talking about.
Should we do the show once? Should we do the show like once a week? Should we cut down on it, Bri?
If 6 of those 7 wins, if that included a win against Kentucky, I wonder if that would make it feel different. They're such a stench from blowing double-digit leads to that Kentucky team twice, and in your at home where you beat everybody else, but you just can't beat that mediocre outfit. And also these late nights, these games, these post games don't begin till 10:30, 11 at night. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
The last couple years, Bender of String says, Tony, to be fair, we have hit a ceiling under Barnes. I think the fans just want to see us take the next step. And deep down, we all know that this team isn't the one to do it. Okay, let's say that's the case. The whole premise of the post-game show is to enjoy the season together. I'm a fellowship guy, okay? I'm a community fellowship guy. I gotta let you know. I gotta let you in on something. When the season of post-game shows for me ends and I get to hand the baton to Will Heflin when he starts doing the Garza extra innings, I get on my hands and knees and pray to Mecca. I'm so glad it's over. Because Bino will tell you that's a lot of work. You have to watch those games attentively. You better come in here schooled because people are going to ask you about stuff. You've got to really pay attention. Greg in Columbia will tell you. Any kind of broadcasting you're doing, you better mind your. So you got to get a nap during it. You got to pace yourself. You're like an athlete. And we do them all. We do them all and all year. And for the first time in the 10-year run of doing a post-game show, after every game, I'm feeling like that thing is jumped the shark. Now, I don't know if it's a reaction to I'm listening to it the other night, but my sense is this ain't good, and I'm going to bring it to the people. The other thing I will not engage in is like false, fake conversation just to do it. In other words, if something positive needs to be said, say it. If something negative needs to be said, say it. And this particular team drives me crazy, and I don't like this particular team, even though they're 22-7. Bino, can I say that out loud? Even though they're tracking to win 22 games? I was texting with Gary Stern without a warning. I said, this is a 22-win team that's going to drive me nuts for the year's over. Now, I feel like a spoiled, rotten Tennessee fan brat saying that into a microphone. A total brat. I feel, I don't even know what I feel. And I wonder two things. Is this a product of the NIL and the fact that you're changing rosters every year? And you just feel so unattached to it versus when you get these guys on your campus and you grow them for 3 or 4 years and they become your own. Like that Meshack guy last year. That guy was like us out there. That was an extension of, and I love that kid because he feeds the hungry. I love that kid. It's like a living beatitude. I love that kid. I'm so for him. And I have enough guts to say it right into a microphone. Bino, how many people would come on the air and say what I'm saying today?
I think one, Tony.
And I just wonder if our post-game show has jumped the shark and that's it. I wonder if we ought to do it. Brian, when's our next game? Two days? We play Oklahoma.
Night.
Brian,
Oklahoma.
I want you to open your client, Brian, and I want you to look at what the get-in price is for Oklahoma right now. And I want you to tell me what's going on with our fan base right now. For a team that's won 6 of their last 7 games, Dr. Danny. For a team that when you sit down low, you not only do you get a laminate, but you get a wristband, Dr. Danny. What's the get-in price? What's the get-in price?
The one I'm looking at is Sports tickets starting at $2.
$2 and what? How many cents?
$2.40. Alabama's $60. Vanderbilt's $43.61.
Okay, to quote Roberta Flack, where is the love? When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Cold weather is here. Is your heating system ready and running efficiently? Don't wait to find out. A simple tune-up now can help prevent costly breakdowns when you need your heat the most. Right now, Pipe Wrench is offering a $79 heating system tune-up to keep your home warm, safe, and worry-free all winter long. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune every part of your heating system for maximum efficiency and comfort, helping you avoid surprise breakdowns and high energy bills. And with Pipe Wrench Home Service's same-day service guarantee, you won't be left out in the cold waiting for help. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Schedule your $79 heating system tune-up today at pipewrench.com before winter decides to test your heater. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. For standard systems only, visit pipewrench.com for details.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore is the best, and right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com. Living Vol fan, when it's time to get ready for 2026 and what's ahead, there's only one place. It's Alumni Hall, the best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands, Nike, Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. And check this out. All the basketball stuff that the Tennessee basketball fan could ever need. Some great Tennessee baseball stuff as well. Any season, any reason. Alumni Hall, 3 locations in Knoxville. Also Murfreesboro, Bristol, and now open, of course, in Johnson City. And anytime online, alumnihall.com. Say it loud, say it proud. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience, Alumni Hall.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka, and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B. Tony B back with you, 865-200-5402. The second thing I want to talk about today, besides just the tone and tenor of our discontent with basketball, Tennessee basketball, that is. And that's kind of a bummer. I'd like your thoughts on that at 865-200-5402. What are we doing? Bino, you have any other thoughts about it? Is it that Barnes has been here 10 plus years and we've seen all the magic tricks? Why are we going through this, man?
Yeah, Barnes may be a factor in this, Tony. I'm sure, we've talked a long time about guys staying at places 10 years or more. There's only so many tricks left in their bag if there's any left. But I don't think he's as big an issue as just the historical lack of postseason success, regardless of what kind of regular season you have.
Yep.
That just naturally makes people look for every blemish that may reappear in postseason play that could take you out of it. And we have been so good in the regular season that this team hasn't quite played up to that level. So they're being graded more harshly because of the teams that came before them.
I think there's a carrot and stick effect too. Like when our fans showed up during that snow game a couple weeks ago, 17,000 strong, people love their hoops here. And with that love, and when I'm going to do that, comes an expectation. And it's almost like I'm going to keep coming till this team gets to a Final Four. Like now I'm just dug in. But I'm telling you, as a Sixer fan, because I saw this with the Sixers, and me and my family had to talk about this amongst each other and my friends. And this goes on with any fan base. You have to decide, am I going to enjoy the journey or worry about the destination? My analogy. Family takes a vacation, okay? The whole idea is to refresh and recharge and get out of your routine and do what you're going to do and then spend time with people you love. Now, the vacation itself begins for most middle to upper middle class people. The super wealthy flying jets, that's fine. But most people are going to get in the car and drive to their destination. The minute you pull out of your driveway, your vacation begins. This is supposed to be a respite for all of us from the rest of the world, whether our team's good, bad, or ugly. And somehow this team is very good and very ugly. And it's left me thinking, as somebody that super serves a fan base in my efforts, in my professional efforts, in what we do here. And it's always been my aim to do that. That's why I work on holidays. People say, well, you going to take a day off tomorrow? No, not really. Why? I don't know. I mean, my dad worked with his hands and came home dirty every day, and I'm not getting dirty. But well, I'm going to read the statement here from Commissioner Bockwinkel, and then we'll go to the phones. Well, why don't we just go to the phones? Then I'll read the statement here in a second. I just don't. Bino, I don't personally want to get to the point where I make it all about March. But it's almost like that's what they've done to their sport. When you see some of the teams that are getting into the tournament now, it's almost like they're begging us not to watch the regular season, Bino. Have you ever thought about that? And then when you have this super giant league, it's not as intimate as it once was. There's just so many teams in the league now. Have you ever thought about that, Bino? The whole SEC experience is not as intimate as it once was.
Oh, absolutely not. It doesn't even seem like the Southeastern Conference to me. It hasn't in a long time.
And so I just sit here and I'm trying to wrap my brain around why we're here. Teams won 22 games. And all I can ask is I can ask your opinion. Why don't we relate to our basketball team like we should? You know? And if Laura would come down here, I think our YouTube just stopped. Did our YouTube just stop? Yep, I think it just stopped. Well, that's par for the course. 865-200-5402. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
How are my friends, compatriots, doing today?
Hey, W. Lynn.
Hey, W. Lynn.
Tony, Bino, I agree with everything you guys have said. I mean, I was thankful for a win the other night, and I got on the post-game show, and it was almost like we'd lost the game. And I'm like, enjoying the journey apparently is not what people think about it all anymore. I guess it's a younger generation thing. I don't know. But we're 8-4, tied for third place, control our own destiny of how this is all going to end. And what better shape can you be in at this point in time than to control your own destiny? And I don't really care about the SEC tournament, but if you finish in the top 4, that's a big deal. And I'm telling you that these people that are so negative, it will affect your health. If you can't use sports and entertainment of other sorts to escape, your health is going to get worse if you're going to get negative about something we're supposed to be enjoying, guys.
Yeah, it's odd, man. It's really, really something. It's kind of a bummer, isn't it, W. Lynn?
It really is.
Because it wasn't Alex and it wasn't Matt Saturday.
No, it wasn't them. No.
People are blaming them. I'm like, no. Is it that this coach has been here too long? What are we doing here? What's the
Well, every sport now is completely about the postseason.
Yep.
And that's why every sport, even all the professional sports, kind of keep adding playoff teams to keep your fan base interested, to make sure you're still in the hunt.
Yep.
And, you know, it's like Barney Fife on Andy Griffith once said to Gomer, there's many roads in life. There's dirt, gravel, improved, and a perfectly smooth interstate. And we've been through them all, especially Bino and I, with this basketball program. Everybody wants to be on that interstate now, no potholes, go 80 miles an hour, get straight to the semifinals. And, you know, once I learned on going on vacation back in the old triptych days before GPS, sometimes you got to get off the interstate, go on a 2-lane highway through the country and enjoy yourself and relax and enjoy what's going on, enjoy the process. And I just think this younger generation, they want to speed right to the Final Four or what, you know. We go 10-2 and lose to Ohio State in the playoffs, and people act like we went 5-7, a lot of people. So I think it's the nature of just the way things are now, and I'm not falling into it. I'm going to enjoy every game. I enjoyed the game the other night. There's plenty of imperfections, but if you watch other games, you see that all the time.
And it's a crazy sport. Yeah. Yep.
And
just like
if you'll remember, W. Lynn, Andy butted into those philosophical meanderings and said, just don't over-expect. And maybe that's what we all
did, Bino.
and we do over-expect.
Don't over-expect.
Yeah.
And apparently we all think we got to over-expect now.
Yep.
And, you know, it's just, I'm going to say positive. I mean, I spent all day all weekend basically watching the Olympics. I watched Lady Vol softball.
Wasn't that great?
Up with baseball.
And that Lady Vol softball team, which Brian's going to write a feature on, they're not beating people. They're pulverizing people right now at the top of their sport. They're like the 2022 baseball team without a fur coat and without a mommy hat.
Exactly.
Somebody needs to get them a mommy hat and a fur coat, Brian. Like
they used to have that. I think they ditched all that.
They did have a mommy hat at one point.
I want them a mommy hat and I want the fur coat.
Nope. I heard Karen Wakely. She said, I don't care what the ranking is by any opponent. We're going out there to beat people this year.
Pulverize people.
She said, I don't care. She got mad at him yesterday up like 7-1. Act like every time you run the base, it's the game-winning run.
She ain't going to lead the league in penalties, okay? That lady's, that's discipline, what she practices and preaches.
And what did Brian say the get-in price was for Oklahoma game coming up?
$2.40.
$2. Well, fill the place up. Go buy your $3 ticket and get in there and make some noise.
W. Lynn, thank you.
Make a fake lanyard.
Make a fake lanyard. Exactly. 865-200-5402. I opened today's show saying I don't know. Is it me? Is it us for the basketball postgame show? Is it me, Bino? Am I the reason?
No, Tony. No, you're not the reason.
Is it what we've put together here? I mean, really. Is it the relationship between the player and the fan and the program in the modern era? Is this going on everywhere? Or is this a here problem?
It's it's a multitude of things, Tony. We've all thrown something in there, and they're all legitimate as to what's going on. Tony, I love sports talk media.
Yep.
I always have.
Yep.
I always have.
Yep.
I still do.
Yep.
But one thing that's never changed about it,
mm-hmm.
or is going to change about society is you open up the phones,
yep.
there are going to be more people dissatisfied that call than people who are satisfied. Period. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you're talking about. I'm just throwing sports talk out there.
Yes. And I just, for the life of me, okay? And by the way, we're back on YouTube. If those of you that want to go catch a show back there, it's a long story, but I used, it is a long story. I used the plug that plugs in the computer over there to charge up my phone and didn't plug it back into the computer, and Laura didn't see it. And so the battery ran out. She doesn't know that, but I used it yesterday. I'm sorry. She's looking. I didn't plug it back in. Yeah. Did I say you didn't plug it back in? I'm sorry. I didn't plug it back in. So she didn't. No, I said she didn't see it, Bino. I blamed it on her. You like it? Pretty low rent dude right there. With a real sweetheart.
Couple of days past Valentine's Day.
Yeah, a couple of days past. I came on the air this morning / earlier today. And it's just been gnawing at me all weekend. Are we doing too much post game? You know?
You get a cumulative effect too, Tony. You're at the end of a long slog here of service.
February is when a lot of this stuff, coaches snapping in press conferences, fans doing the same thing after games on post game. It's going to happen in mid to late February every year.
Because it's the month from hell. You
just want to get to the finish line.
February. I'm 100 years old and can't give up any time, but if next year's calendar doesn't have February on it, I'll be just satisfied as I can be.
Yeah, Bino says Bino's always told me down through the years February's the worst sports month on the calendar. I heard Rob Ellis on WIP in Philly yesterday say that. He said, the crazy thing about February is that all these sports have played enough that we're kind of bored with them, but those long regular seasons go on, and you've got pitchers and catchers reporting, and from their perspective, it's freezing cold here, and you get to see some warm sunshine in Clearwater, Florida, or wherever you live, right? You get to see some warm sunshine down there in Florida. And you think to yourself, hey, it won't be long. Marcos Garza told me the other day, my Super Bowl is 2 weeks away. I said, what's that? He said, when the clock springs forward, because we get some daylight at night. I said, hey, praise God for that.
Hey, it's February seems to me like the end of a sports marathon. You're almost to the finish line.
Yeah.
But you ain't. It's the hardest part to get through. Once you do, March has become my favorite time on the sports calendar. When we get there, when baseball's cranking up and college basketball's at the big event. But you got to slog through February to get there.
865-200-5402. Bino, am I doing a radio gimmick right now, bringing up what I brought up?
No.
You know me.
No.
No.
No, I can hear it in your voice, Tony.
It aggravates me.
Bad enough.
Yeah, it aggravates me. Because if you can't enjoy, and this team's really hard to enjoy, I can't enjoy it. I'm speaking to myself here. I'm having trouble enjoying watching a basketball team that's going to win 22 games. Is that a reflection of me?
The point where
is that a reflection of me, or is that a reflection of them?
3 weeks ago when they beat Georgia in overtime, Laura comes down and says, I would have thought they'd lost. Listen to the postgame.
Yes. Yes.
So
Brian.
This has been going on for several weeks.
No, you're exactly right. Bino, is it this particular team? Is it the sport of college basketball? Is it us? Is it that we're so pissed off that we just can't get past somebody to really enjoy the sport? We feel like basketball is a cruel joke. What's going on? Then we go back to the phones.
I think it's all the above, Tony. But again, I do think that this team is more maddening than most of its predecessors in the Barnes era, because you just can't take a breath with them. You just can't relax. The entire game is basically on the line, even when you're up 17 points, because they cannot close.
Back to our phones we go. Yes, Saturday night that was a slog, wasn't it? They played that zone defense. Hey, Matt McManus came in there and stole a game. If he'd had a few more players, he could have stolen a game there.
He could have.
Hello and welcome in to our next call. You are on our Monday edition, and then we're going to talk about the playoffs as well.
Hey, Tony, Bino, Brian.
Hey, T. Welcome in, buddy.
Hey, Taylor.
Hey, Tony and Bino, I think, and Brian, I think you guys were spot on. I think the critical nature of Tennessee basketball fans has a lot to do with things that you said, right? It's a pickup game now. There's not the roster retention that we had in years past with the portal and with NIL. You hear players' names. You're trying to figure out who's on the roster. You don't get to see them as true freshmen. You don't get to see them grow up as sophomores and then maybe juniors. It's just, the game's changed, and we don't have that attachment and connection to most of the roster like we had in years past. I think that's the biggest reason. And then number two is the lack of postseason perceived success. Everybody's just looking with a negative eye of, what's the next shoe to drop? This is another reason why we're going to be an early exit in the postseason. I'm speaking of the negative fans. And then when you get gutted by Kentucky, when you've got a double-digit lead in the second half at home and away, and you just gag it up, that's enough to cause a lot of fans to be very red on this team. I kind of get that. But to your point, all in all, this is a very good basketball team. They're not great, but watching the development of Ament has been a lot of fun.
It is to me. He is such a great player. Now, the Gillespie guy drives me nuts. He just does. No offense to him. He's a great kid, I know. But he drives me crazy. This Ament guy, buddy, he's one of in my lifetime, he's one of the three most special players to put a Tennessee uniform on. I mean, that's amazing what this guy's doing night in and night out. Amazing. And
Agreed.
He's scoring like an easy 23, 24 points a night, Taylor. It's almost effortless how he does it. He gets the foul line so much. Now that he's in rhythm, he's making all of his shots. They have him initiating offense. He's such an interesting piece that they can do so much with. And he gives them a sneaky high side in March. He really gives this team a sneaky high side that Alex kept talking about on the post game the other night, but people were shouting Alex down. They wouldn't hear it. But he really does give them a sneaky high side.
He does. And he's low heart rate. He wants the ball. He's got the killer instinct.
Yep.
And the guy can make free throws. I mean, go figure. He's a stud. Make no mistake, Tony, Morgan Wallen's favorite player, who goes very underrated, is Bishop Boswell. That kid hustles his rear end off. That guy gives everything he's got and more He's one of my favorite players just because of effort, heart, and desire. He doesn't have the skill set to be elite, but he's got an elite heart rate, man. I mean, heartbeat, and that guy just gets after it.
You're
Tony,
right on the money. Hey, how beautiful. Let's celebrate something. How beautiful was it to see baseball back? And you were there Friday night with that full stadium. How fun was the vibe in there on a midwinter Valentine's Eve evening? The spirit of love was in the air. Was that not just a beautiful? That was so good for my sports fan soul, man.
Tony, it was next level. It was outstanding. The missus, she actually let me do the trifecta. So we did Friday's game. We did the 1.5 games of the doubleheader. We left halfway through the doubleheader Saturday, which you didn't believe me. I told you. I called the shot there, Tony.
Yep.
And went and saw the LSU game.
Yep.
And then we went back for more on Sunday since there was no Tennessee baseball. We actually saw the Lady Vols Mafia, full-throated, 13,000 at TBA. The Deacon was front court with Big Jim.
Let's go! You were at the Lady Vol game? Let's go!
Yeah, Tony, I'm sure I'm getting ripped on
the crowd in
right
there.
now.
Hey, the crowd in there was pump. Were they pump
they
or
were.
what, dude?
I was shocked. It was the missus' first ever Lady Vols game.
Yeah.
I think it was my third in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Shocked at how loud the crowd was. Queen Kimmy, I give her a little bit of an apology. That press conference post South Carolina and post UConn was brutal, but she coaches better, mad, no doubt. But I was shocked at the atmosphere at TBA. But Tony, going back real quick to the baseball, make no mistake, if Blaine Brown stays healthy, Tony, he'll break every offensive record at the University of Tennessee. That kid is special. That left-handed swing is a thing of beauty. That ball explodes off his bat. And I tell you what, something about Vitello and staff evaluating portal transfers.
Oh.
I mean, my gosh, 5-star Blaine Brown, 5-star Landon Mack, 5-star Henry Ford, 5-star Evan Blanco. It is impressive. This team is locked and loaded, Tony. They're going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you, my man. Love you. We got all season to celebrate that, too. 865-200-5402. Hey, Bryant Lady Vol team, I watched that whole game yesterday. I crashed in the third quarter, though. But that wasn't because of them. That was because of me. That Lady Vol team played so hard to not win that game Sunday. That's kind of a shame.
Yeah, you can't say they quit.
No.
Absolutely not. And the crowd was tremendous. And Texas just had a little bit too much inside. But at the end of the game, you got to get a shot off. You just have to get a shot off there.
It's crazy looking. I'm glad we didn't have a post-game show for that because that would not have been kind. What they did. At
I
the
also
end of the
think
game.
Texas got a beneficial.
Brian,
they committed a foul.
Brian,
Tennessee should have had the ball down 1 with about 19 seconds.
Brian, that call on the baseline. I talked about it in the blog today. They fouled out one of Tennessee's best players on a phantom reach. It wasn't even close. That's the worst piece of officiating I've ever seen in my life. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I mean, are you kidding? Let's go back to the phones. So, that Lady Vol game yesterday was very good, though. Like I said, look, when they're playing like one of these kill games, like that Missouri game, I watch that for 5 minutes. I'm like, I ain't watching this. You know, to me, that sport, it's more interesting turning over a rock and looking what entomology is in my backyard. Not even know what the bugs are, but it's more interesting watching that than watching the Lady Vols or anybody like UConn in their league beat somebody by 80 points. And like me and Bino have said down through the years, more Bino than me, these women have no mercy on each other. Here's Kim Caldwell. You know, you got Kelly Jolly, wore the uniform. Let's beat her by 80. I mean, let's just pound her face in. But Pat Summitt did her to her when she was over at, Bri, where was she? Like Appalachian State one year, they played him in the tournament.
I think it was Western Carolina or Chattanooga.
She beat her like 120 to 25 or something. I mean, just beat her into the submission. And they think nothing of it. So great. Let's go back to the phones. Get as many people in here as humanly possible. And then in the second hour, I want to get into where we are as a fan base in hoops. And because we feel so much like the Sixers fan base. Because what follows this is apathy. And Bino, is making an Elite Eight a payoff? Because we say we haven't gotten a payoff in the postseason, but man, winning you got to win 3 games to get the Elite Eight. That's a lot of postseason basketball. Getting 4 games out of it.
Oh, absolutely, Tony. I appreciate that greatly. Till the last 2 years, I'd only seen 1.
Is it a payoff, Bino?
Yeah, I think it is to me, Tony. Obviously, the Holy Grail is the Final Four, which we haven't made. But again, I would love to see Tennessee make a Final Four. I think Tennessee basketball program deserves to make a Final Four. I think the fan base deserves to see Tennessee make a Final Four. But I'm not going to feel like I've been absolutely robbed as a basketball fan if I never see one when I'm watching a team that makes it every year. That's more important to me, is consistently having a basketball program that's NCAA tournament worthy.
That's exactly right. Let's go to the phones to get our next call in. Hi, welcome in.
Hey, Tony, can you hear me?
Yeah, go right ahead. I sure can.
Love you. Love your show. I have for the last 25 to 30 years. I don't call very often, but I will tell you that you are, any day that I don't have the Basilio show and crew in my routine is not a full day, a complete day. So
thank you, my brother,
for what you do. And
thank you.
Thank you for hanging in there through the good times and the bad.
Thank you.
I hope this is germane to the conversation because I'm going to be fully transparent about several things. One, I did not catch the call-in show, or the post-game show, so wasn't sure what happened there. I didn't hear the start of your show today, but I think where you're going, it's an interesting conversation because it reminds me of a conversation I had with a good friend of mine. I got a good buddy, longtime ball fan like me, moved to Charlotte 25 years ago. So every time Tennessee football or basketball is on the television, he starts texting me, "Are you watching?" And we essentially watch the games together over text message, which sometimes can be very comical. But I was sharing with him this weekend as we watched the game, or the last game we watched together. And I'm also going to say a couple things, too, because I don't want to rip anybody. I work for a local nonprofit. I've gotten to know Rick Barnes. I've gotten to see some of the things that he does for people in this community that nobody will ever know about, people in need. That man is a great human being. He's spoken at my church several times. I love Rick Barnes. I love Rick Barnes, the human being. Does he drive me nuts as a basketball coach sometimes? Yeah, but I drive my wife nuts sometimes, and she still loves me. But he's a great man. I hope he stays here as long as he wants to stay. And I will tell you, I think I heard you ask earlier, is Rick Barnes the problem? I don't see any problem whatsoever with Rick Barnes. Do I wish he'd win more postseason games? Absolutely. But when I'm watching these games and getting frustrated, it's not Rick Barnes that is frustrating me. And then I have to sit back and think, we've gotten a little spoiled. I started thinking the other day, I want to like this team, but I'm struggling to find anything to like about this team. Yeah, I like watching Ament come along and progress, but what drives me insane is the lack of basketball IQ, it seems, especially for many times. Again, I'm sure these are all great kids. I love these kids. I'm not personally attacking any of them. But your point guard has to have basketball IQ if you're going to be successful. And sometimes it seems he goes off the reservation. I mean, you wonder what he's thinking. or a guy gets a rebound late in the game and you got a chance to run some clock and he immediately throws a shot back up. It's just little things like that to me. Basketball IQ is what comes to my mind. I don't see any of it. Okay, help me out, guys. I want to like you. But then I think back, we've had Grant Williams, Admiral Schofield, even going further back, Ron Slay. To borrow Florida's term, I don't know if we got anybody with that dog in them. ZZ had it. Meshack had it. Those things were over and above the play on the court that made me like those people. That made me want to root for those people. And again, I know all these kids on the team are good kids. I've never heard a bad word about any of them, character-wise. I'm searching for things to like, and it's not an enjoyable watch. That's what I was telling my buddy,
I think that's a really interesting point from where you started to where you finished. I love Rick Barnes. He does a lot of great things for a lot of people. It's where you started. And then you said, but this year's edition, man, I feel like that.
That's exactly what it is. It's this year's basketball team. We've been spoiled, man. And I told my buddy.
I feel
when
like
ZZ
that.
and Meshack walked off that campus.
It's bad.
It felt like the heart and soul of this team walked off the campus.
I so feel like that. I hate that these guys are going to win 22 or 23 games, man.
Exactly, and I feel guilty. I'm like, I should be happy. I looked at the
disgrace.
record the other night, and I'm like, man, we're going to win 20-some games, and I'm unsatisfied.
Bino, isn't that, and thank you so much, man, for the call. That encapsulates it all, because it's really confusing. It's really confusing to feel that way. And the post-game show the other night did not connote. It was everything that didn't happen in the game. And I started thinking to myself, you know what? This post-game thing's jumped the shark. I'm bringing it up on Monday. And I said to Laura, she said, don't do that. I said, no, I have to do it because it's how we do what we do. It's what separates what we do from what most people are doing. Because you got to have some unknowns to go before your listeners and a fan base and say, hey, am I missing the boat here? Are we missing the boat? Or is the boat missing us? And I don't know what's what with this basketball team more after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fanrun
It's the hottest
Radio.
post-game show on the planet. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why would wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Newsflash, Basilio listeners, the spring real estate market just moved up. Yes, it's chilly outside and you're still in your puffy coat, but if you need to sell your East Tennessee property, you could be the hottest house on the block. Hi there. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. February is the sweetheart month of real estate, and savvy sellers know exactly what that means. Get ahead of the game and give me a call at 865-694-5904 or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols!
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues. Every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Chilio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
So Commissioner Bockwinkel has spoken. We'll open the hour here, and then I want to get into this, get into this basketball team this year and why they're just, I don't know. They make me feel like a spoiled, rotten brat is what they've done. But Dave has been suspended for a week. I was going to read the statement, but I'm not. It's Monday to Monday, so he's out. He's not allowed back till Monday. That's on YouTube and also on calling the show. So no negative for a week. And I think it's a good decision. I think Dave needs a cooling off period. In the meantime, for the rest of us, we've got a team that's going to win 22 or 23 games. And I said this earlier, listening to the post-game show. I'm not sure I like them. And I don't know, is that what the post-game show, is that why the post-game show's like that? Because people just feel like I do? The gentleman before me just articulated it perfectly, and thank you, sir. The gentleman that called in before our timeout articulated it in such a perfect fashion. I love Rick Barnes. I'm so incredibly thankful that he's here. Me and Mark Griffin have talked about that. So incredibly thankful he's here. Does so many great things for so many people. He's a great guy of faith. He's a really great story where he was in his life and where he's ended up now. And he's got a heart for people. God, his basketball team this year is hard to watch. And he does things that drive me nuts. After 10 years, he drives me crazy, which is another thing that guy said. Bino, that was a perfect encapsulation of where we are.
Yeah, I agree, Tony. He just painted a perfect picture.
Because I don't dislike this team, but there's something about this team that keeps me from embracing them. And Big Dog in Tennessee said it. Watch this team go to the Final Four. Watch this be the one. You know why, Bino? Because they say what you just said, because you're right about this, about the team they remind you of.
Well, Tony, what I tried to do was differentiate between hard to watch and hard to like. I like this group of kids. You got Jacoby Gillespie, who's always wanted to play here, who had to take a roundabout route to get here. Not his fault, but he's always wanted to play here. I'm glad he got that opportunity. And I'd hate to think where this team would be without him. But there's always a segment of the game where he does two or three things that just drive me nuts. He's hard to watch. He's hard to watch nut-cutting time in the game. So far, that's been love, amen. How could you not like that young man who's, with all the accolades that he's got, is still very, very grounded, and is coming on and becoming that late game player that this team needs. This team rebounds the heck out of the basketball, which you said, which is the hardest work you're going to do on a basketball court, is defending and rebounding. And this team rebounds like no other. So it's not that I dislike this team. It's that they drive me crazy watching them for a large portion of seemingly every game, because they always have a stretch where it looks like bitty ball rather than major college basketball. And maybe that's more common throughout the game.
And Bino compared him to Conzo's final
this
team.
This is a lot like this is a whole lot like Conzo's last team, which they were impossible for me to watch. And quite frankly, I didn't like them very much.
No.
And I've always said, if we ever make it to a Final Four, it'll be a team that I have no expectations of making it. And I have no expectations of this team making a Final Four.
The 2010 team, James Daniels reminded me of the time we did a program dedicated to just blasting poor J.P. Prince. Not one of my finest moments, Bino, but that team really got on my nerves in a real and profound way. This team here, like Brian said, I think they ought to go get In-N-Out Burger to sponsor them, because that's who they are. They go in and out and in and out and in, and you can just watch them. They just sort of go.
Yeah.
And I mean, they will fall asleep. Like Saturday night, Brian, they fell asleep for a good 4 minutes there on Saturday. It was, here's the other thing. And I do think we're all guilty of this, because college basketball as a sport, they've turned themselves into a tournament sport, which means you're going to watch a moderate amount during the regular season, but all these teams are in the tournament. So what's the point? There is that, right? Most of the teams we're watching night in and night out are playing in that tournament at the end of the year. I just can't believe like a guy like Steve Forbes can't get to the freaking tournament. No offense to him, but that just shocks me. Because everybody's in the tournament. That's a shame. That's weird, isn't it, Bino? That he just wasn't able, because he had a Sweet 16 caliber team at ETSU that COVID knocked them out. They were going to go to the Sweet 16, the Bucks were that year. They really were.
Yeah, really, really like Coach Forbes, too. I
love him.
I hate it for him that it hasn't worked for him at Wake. I'm like you. I thought he would go there and be a perennial tournament team at Wake.
Back to the phones we go. 865-200-5402. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, Zach in E-Town via Johnson City.
One of the few positive callers the other night.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for saying that, because I was positive. I complimented JP on a heck of a night. He saved our bacon, as we pronounce it in France. He saved our bacon, our bacon. And I think he deserved to be credited for that.
It's a shame. It's a shame Estrella got hurt as much as he did, and his body's all beat up, because they believed he has the innate ability to be an NBA basketball player, but his body just hasn't cooperated. Somebody brought a great point up the other night. He hasn't even really played enough through his time here for us to even consider him like a returning player. Somebody brought that up here tonight on the postgame show. That might have been you. And that is such a great, great point about him. It's like he's like a new player almost.
Yeah, it feels like it's his first year.
Yes.
And it's really technically it's his third, I believe.
Yeah.
Look, so I'm not going to rehash, but the last two teams were filled with 2 4-year guys that were absolutely all-timers, fan favorites.
Yep.
We'll never have to buy a drink or a dinner in Knoxville. And to supplement those teams, we've had the rotating star to come in, whether it's Cadet, Lanier, whoever. The 22-23 team, it was kind of a transitional year, but we still had a Sweet 16. This team has been strange to watch. It's been a lot of the blown leads, I think, are making some of us be negative. I hate the stupid accusations of like point shave, because that's really that's just not cool.
That's the kind of stuff that gets you suspended.
That's I agree with the suspension.
I'm not into thought police, thought control, but the problem with that stuff is because he says he called the other night. I couldn't believe it, but he said this guy's got a weird line. Listen, you know what's happened in the last 6 weeks? You can see it happening. This is no longer his basketball team. This is Nate Ament's basketball team. You know what has to happen for them to go very, very far in March? This has to be Nate Ament's basketball team. In fact, I've been saying it for 2 months now. They need to give him the basketball and let him initiate offense. Let him play some point. I am not kidding. Zach, are you kidding when you say that? You've said it too. Or are we kidding when we say that?
No, there's no reason not to get him the ball, like especially the other night when they went to the zone. And I thought, man, the zone kind of messed us up. And I thought, we need to get Nate in the middle and let him either go maybe left or right and back cut with some of our guys and see what happens. I also, there was one other thing I wanted to mention. I forgot, but Boswell, I mean, the hustle that these guys
they play so hard. The late great Pat Summitt said, and I quote, "Rebounding is all effort. Anybody can rebound the basketball. It's about getting your body in position, and it's about getting dirty and getting the ball." This team does a lot of that. Unfortunately, while they're doing that, they also do some of the dumbest, stupidest things I've ever seen in my life on a nightly basis, unfortunately.
Well, just something else I heard that the Mr. Berg came in and kind of had an unexpected little run, 8-point game the other night. And it's because Barnes put him in. Supposedly his mom had flown all the way across the ocean to be at the game. And so Barnes played Berg, which is, kind of just a great human being.
That's a sweet thing.
Right. And that's a very, and he kind of met the moment.
Yep.
But yeah, I just, like Zakai Ziegler is the only athlete I've ever paid to get their autograph. So it's tough to replace guys like that. And, but I love this team. And Tony, what I wanted to say was I love the post game. My son, we listen to the post game. It gets us home. I mean, it's like therapy.
Yeah, I need to hear
and
that.
Bino, I'm sorry for talking over you, but and Bino was right. Like, if you have a comments box at your business, nobody's going to leave the comment that says, "Oh, I had a great shopping trip," or what a great salesman. It's going to be, "This guy was a jerk and I had to wait too long." So a lot of us that call in to the post game are reactionary, and that's why sometimes they sound like they do, but please don't stop doing them, because I mean, for me as a converted football to basketball guy, I live for those basketball games and those post games.
Nice
it's just excellent. And sometimes it evolves into great comedy, and you do such a great job.
Thank you. It's nice of you. Listen, Alex did a wonderful job the other night. The juice was there. He was pumped. I just sit here and I'm just so bummed out that the tone and tenor of that, because the post-game show is supposed to be a celebration. After calls, when you can't celebrate a win, I started today's show 90 minutes ago saying, what's the point? If I'm doing a basketball post-game show after a win and I go upstairs and my wife says, "Did we win the game?" And I told on myself, Brian's right. This is a several-week thing in the process here. Because I'm sitting there Saturday night listening to the show, very proud of the job Alex is doing, and going, what are we doing? What is this for? I mean, we win a game and everybody's pissed. And I remember the call that a guy called earlier from West Tennessee, and he said, "Hey, I remember when we would lose to Western Carolina, and there was 1,000 people in the stands, and the arena looked like an airport hangar." He's right. He's right. He's correct. And I wonder sometimes if we're all just too connected. But we've had a lot of interesting thoughts today. The transient nature of the sport now. The fact that we're not growing our own, but you're going grocery shopping. The fact that while Gillespie is a guy that gave Tennessee a hometown discount to come here, as Bino said, he's just kind of a maddening player. I don't know. I don't know. I do think that this is an interesting young team. I do know for a fact that they're involved with some real difference makers right now in terms of guys that they're involved with for next season to complement and add to what they have. I do think they've got wonderful acumen in the portal. I wish we could transfer that to football, their acumen in the portal. Obviously, it's less players. I do believe Tennessee baseball, the infrastructure that Tony's left there, they have incredible acumen as well for looking at the next crop. But boy, this is a tough group to identify with. I don't know. And it's made it spill out into me coming out today and saying, you know what? I don't know if doing a post-game show after every game is necessary anymore. I don't know. That's the conclusion I've come to. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm not. You think, some of you think, oh, he's just doing this for effect. He wants everybody calling kiss his rear. No, I don't. Bino, you've known me for a long time. Is that what I was doing today?
No, Tony. You're just expressing your and a lot of other people's frustrations with this basketball team and with the post-game show itself.
Robert Cooper says negativity is contagious. Negative should never be allowed to call near the top of the program. Negative's getting a lot of hate like he's done this, Bino. You think Negative's done this?
No, Dave hasn't done this. Dave went out of bounds and is going to pay the price for that. But no, this is about a lot more than negative.
Yeah, I think that's a very simple explanation for something a little more complex. I think the fact that the sport's extremely transient. I think the fact that we're in a tweener year. I think the fact that even though Estrella is a multi-year player in the program, even he's a new player. I think the fact that one of your returning guys, one of your frontline players in Okpara, hasn't taken another step. I love Rick Barnes. That's such a great sidebar. That Berg's mother traveled all this distance to come see him play, and he put him in the game here tonight. Because you know what he knew? He can function in this game. It doesn't mean that he's going to get more playing time moving forward like some people think. I love y'all, and I'm for you, not against you. And I love you, and I love your show. But I'm always going to keep it 100 with you, and he ain't going to play real minutes against real teams. But against that LSU bunch, stick him out there and let him go. Mom's here. She's come all this way to see you play. We're going to honor that. I think that's great. And still win the game. Why? Because their roster, in a word, let me think of an adjective. Oh, it blows. Yeah, they blow. Really nice gesture on his part. Really nice gesture on his part. So, people are saying, you guys, the Gestapo got Dave. No. And I had a nice talk with the commissioner. Dave got Dave. Dave got Dave. And I like Dave. I want Dave to be a part of this. Can't call in and say things like what he said about that kid. You just can't do it. And it go unchecked. And if it continues to happen, then you're not going to be on the air. I mean, it's pretty simple. And I liked, in fact, I love Dave's passion. but it's misplaced. And he needs to be coached up. And I'm going to coach him up. Let's go to the phones. 865-200-5402. We've had some interesting discussion here as we get ready to go back to our program. Hi, you're on the air. Or our phones, rather. Hi, you're on the air.
I'm on.
You are on.
Hey, Tyler's boy Billy Harriman. What's up, Bean Comment?
Hey, Billy.
Up, poor Billy.
Hey, Tyler. I mean, I tuned in the first time in a couple of days, man. Sun's out. I'm over here, shirts off, guns out. But you sound down today, man. Sound
yeah,
like
I'm bumming.
With some seasonal depression on top of it, bro.
I'm bumming out, man.
You bottoming out, bro.
I'm bumming out. I'm not bottoming out. I'm just kind of bummed out.
Hey, it ain't like that shit on a Sunday when you was going off on those Kentucky fans, but it's, you know, ain't that far off. You might could use a little vacation down in the Caribbean, bro. You've been working, going at it since like September every day, you know?
Well, that's why I will take my guitar this afternoon and go walk in the park and disappear for 2.5 hours at a time and just close my eyes and just walk around and decompress and purposefully breathe and relax and all that stuff. And then meet and greet my friends that I see out there. It's nice.
Well, I hear you, man. I'm just saying you might need to level up. You might need to go to the next level. You know what I'm saying? The Caribbean might be calling your name. All right, but this is just to you and all Tennessee fans out there, man. You know, tying up your entire self-worth and identity in the local sports team success maybe ain't the best move. That's something I had to learn myself from my mental health therapist, Miss Pickleson, provided to me by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I do think there's a part of that. I also think, though, that you can get a release. Like if you get angry with your team sometimes, anger it's a good thing to get out of your system, too. So you do release energy if you go that route.
I mean, I hear you, man, but if you look at the stats, I mean, there's you know, in big cities where big teams lose big games, there's a spike in domestic abuse as soon as teams lose big games and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
People
Down in the state of Alabama, there have been murders. I mean, those people down there are missing a few, if you know what I mean. Like the Vader doesn't go to the top floor. 5 bricks short of 10, I guess, is the old saying.
You all crapping on them, man. Kicking down that.
Those people? Oh, yeah. Listen. Those are literally some of the dumbest people I've ever been around in my life. And listen, boy, Billy, I attract a lot of winners, if you know what I mean. And those people take the cake. When we were down there in that Winfrey Hotel doing the SEC Media Days deal, you would see some of those people and you would look at them and you'd say, boy, I hope you didn't drive here today, because that means you have a license and you're on the roadways. Because some of those people, I mean, when Nick Saban would walk through there and literally they would fall on the ground like they were like you were back in biblical times and there's Christ over there and I want to touch his garment. I mean, that was some scare. And I am not kidding you. The way those people reacted to Nick Saban, it means a little too much to some of those people. No offense to them.
Hey, man, I know what you're saying, man. I'm just saying, bro, everybody out there, it's a good day. We had all this winter. Try to get outside, get a few steps
Thank you.
in, you know what I'm saying?
You're my man. Is it warm today?
It ain't bad. I mean, sunshine. It's better than it was 2 weeks ago, you know what I'm saying?
Sunshine on my shoulder. Can you sing me a bar of that? Makes me happy.
That ain't my style, bro. I'll write you something, but I can't sing nothing.
All right, love you. Thank you.
Hey, love you. Love your show.
Thank you, babe. He wanted to call and just pick us up today. 865-200-5402. Everybody was sniping each other over the weekend, Bino. We even had an incident in curling, an international incident. Did you see that, Bino? Canada and Sweden, the guy looked at that guy and said, F you. The guy said, you're cheating. You double touched it. And sure enough, on the replay, Bri, he cheated. Did you see him, Bri? They double touched it.
I must have missed that,
I didn't.
Tony.
I did not.
Must have been the one segment of curling I wasn't watching this weekend.
You guys have no idea what I'm talking about?
No, Tony, I do not.
That's That's horrendous. Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called the Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexio Kristen.
Hey, Tony. Good to see ya. Connexio builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the #1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexio.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexio, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee.
If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest. Finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a Craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
TB, back with you, 865-200-5402. Don't tell me what's going on in the Olympics. I wait till tonight and watch it with Laura. We've been jamming out to it. It's a beautiful thing. I watched the figure skating. That poor kid that fell down the other night. And I hate how your whole life is encapsulated in a 90-second program, all your training. That's hard to watch, Bino. You don't even have to, care about the sport itself to know that all the work that goes into it for those athletes, and it's all compressed into a 2.5-minute program. Imagine the pressure on you. Imagine that, man.
Yeah, it's brutal, Tony. It's
brutal. Yep. I think JMT 2575 speaks for all of us when he says the transfer portal has ruined curling for him. There's something to be said for that. That transfer portal has really screwed up the world of curling. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. Good to talk to you again.
Good to talk to you, my man. I evoked your name in the first hour.
I've been sitting here watching the USA women's hockey team.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't need to know. Don't tell. I got to be surprised. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil me.
I'm not going to say a thing.
I'm sure they're wumping up on somebody because those gals right there, again, women's sports, do they have any mercy on each other? Or is there any mercy rules in women when women get together? Some of my best favorite fights in high school involve girls because they would take each other and slam each other against lockers, man.
Hey, they had an incident where one of the women went around behind the goal and slammed into their goalie.
Yes,
and they both hit the floor, and then another girl jumped in there for Sweden's team, and she got put in the penalty box too because she retaliated with a knock girl down.
Let's go. Crazy. The great Mike Fidanza's in the room, and he said if there was an Olympic sport for picking mushrooms, we would have won the gold, Bino, back in the day. That's what I'm good at, picking mushrooms.
But I was going to tell you, I was watching it and listening to you.
Well, that's good. Thank you, brother.
I wanted to say a few things. I want to echo a couple of callers ago.
Yeah.
That Mr. Barnes needs to stay as long as he wants to stay. I agree with him wholeheartedly. Because you look at a guy inside, gentlemen and ladies, what kind of guy do you have coaching your men or women? You got Dick Vitale making national comments about Barnes and what he's done to encourage him, and what the other caller said about him helping out people you'll never hear about. That's the kind of guy we want. And I'm thinking back a few weeks ago when Coach Barnes at a post-game conference made a comment that's kind of stayed with me ever since. And this is where we need to lay off of him. He said, I've got players doing things I never thought I'd ever see. I don't know why they're doing it.
Barnesy said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first to. And who was it the other day? It was Bino. Bino said a head coach should never, even joking around, say the thing about, are these guys gambling on games? Like, you should never, ever, ever, which is what Dave's serving a suspension for, incidentally, if folks don't know. A coach, and I know Barnes has this glib kind of way about him, but even he stopped himself after he said it and said, I really shouldn't say that. This team, though, is that maddening. They do things that just kind of defy logic. They're going to be a 22 or 23 win basketball team, Greg, that's going to drive me crazy.
You and me both. And you know, since he made that comment, I thought back that day I saw the comment and I thought, well, he's right. Then I've watched it closer ever since. And that drive me freaking crazy. If I had players that were doing, I mean, as much as you're paying them now, and as good as they're, you know, everybody said they were, that would drive me crazy too, trying to wondering, you know, what in the heck is going on. But I was just sitting around the house watching this and listening to you take a few things. I had a week last week. I had 9 ball games.
Wow, good for you, man.
That includes men and women's basketball. 4
good
of those.
For you.
And softball, which good to see that back on the field, and baseball as well. And softball team's kind of having a rough start. Baseball team, they swept Dyersburg this last week to go 3-0 in the region conference rankings right off the bat. So that's good. But I know all that stuff's going to change. And, you know, Tennessee, it might be, you know, they all, as I've said during broadcasting, you don't worry about an overall record. You just try to win enough games, and then you worry about the postseason.
Yep.
That's what everybody's playing for,
yep.
The postseason. And I'm like another caller said, it's according to what kind of draws they get.
Yes.
But that's going to be just what happens to us, guys and gals. We're going to get a great draw for every bracket game, and we're going to make it to the Final Four. Mark my words.
Go! Appreciate you. Thank you. The men and the women. Double Final Four, Bri. You buying, selling, or trading that, Bri? On its face, a double Final Four this year.
Unfortunately, I think both teams have a Sweet 16 ceiling.
Who has a better chance, Bri, of breaking through? Who has a better chance?
I'll say it's very close. I'll say, given Barnes's experience. I'll go with the men.
I want to shout out my man Alan Ward over at WeShipFloors.com, which is a great product. You ought to check them out. That Supercore floor, we're getting ready to have a need for that. And Alan, there's nobody else I'm purchasing it from but you, my man, no doubt. And here's the thing about Alan's product is you're going to start hearing in the coming days, weeks, and months that he's going to be in some locales here locally and around the state where you're going to be able to get your hands on his product. But you can also go to his website and they will ship you. They've got like a room. What do you call that thing? Like you can view. It's like a virtual. It's all way above my head. I can't even describe it. I'm just going from memory here. But I want to shout Alan out because he's just got a great spirit about him, and he's a good dude. So I think this team is going to drive me crazy. They've really got me thinking about giving up the post-game show. Am I doing that for effect? Just so anybody just listening, am I doing that for effect right now?
No, Tony.
No. I'm listening Saturday night, and I didn't even tell Bino this. I didn't tell Brian this. I didn't tell anybody this. I told Laura this. She said, you can't say that on the air. I said, why? She said, that's just don't say that. And she knew I was going to say it. She just kind of looked at me today like, okay, you're going to do you. I'm listening Saturday night, and I'm going, a guy from West Tennessee called in, and he's right. And whoever you are, sir, I love you. I love all my callers. I love everybody. I love our fan base. I love Negative. I love the cattle call, to some extent. This team is hard to